Hello everyone, and in this video I want to talk about something that is like a huge part of We Have a Few with the world, with the lore, with the gameplay, and that is joy. Now joy was created after the people of Wellington, Wales gave away their children to the Germans because that was the terms of their surrender. Now I'm not sure how long it was, like before they started making joy after that event or what year it came out, but joy is a big part. Now, the normal citizens of Wellington, Wales, they take joy. Like you see in areas like the village and the parade, you see villagers going, you see citizens going into mood booths, taking joy, and then going out. The whole game centered around joy, basically. And, and now, but the places like the Garden District that has people full of joy who can't take joy anymore, or who refuse to take joy because of like something that happened, and they are called downers. Now, we learn in the game that they get bad. Most of them get bad batches of joy, which makes them see eyes. But there are some people that just refuse to uh, take joy, like Ollie. Now, throughout the entire game, you need to sometimes use joy in order to get certain parts, like the parade district. You need to use joy in order to get in. But however, like a problem that I will admit with this game that it has is, and I think We Have a Few sequel could fix it, is that you could play the whole game without using joy that much. There are probably a few times where you have to use it, but you could play the whole game without using joy too much. Like, I personally like using joy. I like what it does. I like the effect it has on the world. But like, there's many times where like I didn't really use joy. I just kind of played through the game and everything was fine. So I feel like there should be like more negative effects on joy. The most you have is memory loss. Now, joy allows you to forget your past and allows you to be happy, but that's really it. Like, it makes you happy, but it doesn't really have any effect on you, really. Like, it does have any negative effects. Now, I know the Team at Compulsion Games was limited on the money and time and just staff members, so I feel like they couldn't have got this in, but I believe joy should have been used a lot more. Like the village, kind of have it the way it is, where you don't really need to use it all the time, but you have some moments, like more moments where you need to use it, and you can be like, if you're standing in front of someone for like a little bit, like you're just standing there, they will notice that you're not on your joy, and they'll be like, hey, take some joy. They'll start asking if you're on joy. Now, the parade district is going to be different, because the parade is kind of where the highest class lives in Wellington, Wales. So what I feel like that should be, well, like so high where you need a letter of transit just to get there. So I feel like there should be many doctors walking the streets. I feel like there should be joy detectors all around the sky, and like they can easily tell if you're not on joy. And I feel like you really have to be on joy most of the time throughout the whole time you're in the parade. And if you're not, it's like much harder. Now, instead of memory loss, I feel like joy. Something that I was kids point about is if you take too much joy, you don't actually die from it, which I feel like that's what joy needs to be, because it's a drug. So I feel like if you take too much joy, you overdose and it kills you. And instead of the memory loss bar, you have the ball going around the joy, and instead of it just building up and then memory loss, it's instead builds up, and then once it fills up, it kills you. You die. And I feel like now, like this is where something like the crush pills, which basically you take it and joy just gets out of your system. I feel like, yeah, you get off joy. You need something like that, but have it be like a liquid. So let's say you You just have to take one more joy and then you almost die. So you can craft this crush liquid thing, like probably gonna have a better name, but you craft it, you drink it, and the ball resets all the way to 0, and the effect is gone. Like you feel better, and the effect goes down all the way to 0. And like you kind of keep up with it just so you don't die. And if you take too much of it, you die because of joy. But the newspaper doesn't say that you died. Like probably gonna say you went on holiday. But yeah, I feel like if there's a We Happy Few 2, it would be cool for Joy to be back and to be like a bigger role than it was in We Happy Few, even though in We Happy Few it was even still a pretty big role. But yeah, that's all for this video. Just wanted to talk about that. And see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.